we are releasing the first quarter GDP today, and there are, as is usual, interesting things to observe. What is the headline figure? Quarter on quarter, there is 1.3%, and so compared to the last quarter where we had 4.1% quarter on quarter, this is a bit of a slowdown. But year on year, that's 2.1%, and that marks an increase during the first quarter year on year. And in terms of the growth rates, we can see this across time from the first quarter 2012 to first quarter 2015. The red line there shows year on year, and quarter on quarter shows the swings that were occurring, including the first quarter of 2014. And here we can see that things are beginning to inch up a little bit, albeit still very, very. What are the industry growth rates? Here we are looking at mining coming back very strongly at 10.2, finance, transport, trade, and personal services, construction. What we see here is government, and I think if you go and look at our website, we have published an article there on why government has performed in a way that is not very usual to government, and in most cases is the withdrawal of pensions by individuals, particularly the police and the teachers. That's how government has actually gone -8, manufacturing -2.4, and agriculture a -16.6%. Well, this is the more detail of what are the contributors to the growth and the relative contribution that they have made to this growth. Agriculture performed at -16.6 and pulled down growth by -0.4%, and transport 1, finance 0.7, and mining 0.8. And that's what has given us the growth number for the first quarter. In terms of industry sectors, growth rates in various sectors, primary sector, which is the blue line, 3.3, secondary sector, -1.4, and tertiary sector, 1.5%. And that's the relative contribution of these sectors in the first quarter. And pictorially, and showing what has happened to mining, 10.2, agriculture down. So both those sectors, agriculture going down and mining up, and the primary sector growth has actually come up at 3.3% on the back of mining growth. In the secondary sector, manufacturing has yielded results that are negative, and there we have 1.4 negative growth, electricity up 0.7 and construction 0.8, but pulled down by manufacturing, and the net effect being a negative growth of 1.4%. Tertiary sector growth up by 1.5, but government going down -8, trade up 1.2, personal services, finance, and transport. The only negative there was government sector. As I said, if you look at our website, we have put some interesting story on what has happened to civil service as the main drag on the sector. So, what is the amount of the nominal GDP? 965 billion for the first quarter of 2015, which is 14 billion less than the fourth quarter, which ended at 4.1. But year on year, we have seen growth there. Agriculture expanded by 8 billion to 18 billion. Finance, 6 billion to by 6 billion, and that made it from 180 to 186 billion, and trade by 14 billion. That means from where it was to 125 billion, from 111 billion, and that at 14 billion, that's 125 billion. And manufacturing decreased by 9 billion. That's what gave manufacturing a negative 1.4. This pie chart, or is it a donut or a burger, with relative contributions of the different sectors. Finance and contributing 22%, government 17%, trade 15%, and manufacturing 13%, and transport 10%, up to agriculture 2%. So when government coughs, you can see it has a large impact on, because it has a relative big share, 17% of the economy. Well, that's the information on GDP.